Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Better Late Than Never. If you don't know me, I'm Alexis. Welcome. I am really glad that y'all are here. If you are listening and not watching and the quality isn't as good as it usually is, it's because I am recording on my iPad because for some reason, the software editor that I use is just not working on my laptop. And I don't get to use the cute little pink podcasting microphone that I usually use, but it's okay. We're making it work. We're spreading the word of the Lord. And so that's all that matters. I have got my red on today. I love wearing red and I love and you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. Tried to put like a little bit of Valentine's stuff in the background. I still have my candy cane candle because I actually just put up all my Christmas decor last weekend. So, which is usually how it goes. I'm always late to the game because I love Christmas, but I also love Valentine's Day. And I love that Valentine's Day basically falls right after Christmas. So I get to take all the Christmas stuff down and put up like pink and hearts and red and all the things. Like, I think Valentine's Day and Christmas are probably my favorite. I'm actually like extremely single too, which is funny. So who knows what I've never really had the cliche Valentine's Day where, you know, well, I guess I did. My dad was like my first Valentine. Like, he used to send like packages to my school with like teddy bears and stuff. So yeah, I just love Valentine's Day. And even if you're single, it can still be just as good, okay? Because I'm gonna make it just as good. If I can, y'all can, okay? But yeah, I'm wearing my red, so I'm just feeling very lovey-dovey today, and that is one thing about me is I do love, and I just think the whole purpose of everything is love, and the Lord calls us to love each other, to love Him, just love everything, so much love. We love it. Anyway, and it seems like most of my content is derived around dating. And, you know, I believe that the Lord puts people through things for an absolute reason, no matter how hard it is. He puts us through certain things for a reason. And I truly believe that, like, my testimony has a lot to do with, like, my past relationship and leaving my past relationship and learning how to be alone and all the things. And, you know, I just have so many podcasts on it, so y'all just go on a rabbit hole if you would like to hear all of that tea. But no, I feel like the Lord does put you through things so that you can gain the wisdom from it to help other people who are going through it who might not have the wisdom or the strength to get through it like you can. Because let me tell you guys, I have found a new sense of like strength through the Lord to get me through things. Like, even when I wake up in the morning and I'm just having like the worst attitude and just like the worst like attitude about the day, I have like the wisdom and the strength within myself to be like, okay, you know what? Let me take a step back. Let me talk to the Lord and let me ask for strength or peace or wisdom or whatever it might be in that time that you need to get through that. So when the Lord puts you through these things, you are meant to be formed into a vessel so that the Lord can use that to help somebody else. The Lord will literally put you through those things for that reason. He is molding you. Jesus is a potter. I mean, we are the clay. Like, He is sculpting us each and every day, and when we're saved, we're made into a whole new creation. And so when He makes us into this whole new creation, we have a totally new calling in life and a totally new meaning to waking up every single day. Like he is putting you on a mission. It's like, all right, you're saved. All right, now I'm going to use you. Like you're my child and I am a child of God, and that is my purpose. So going through all of this like relationship stuff, and I'm older now, I'm 30, so I would definitely say I'm much more wise than I used to be. And then just like I said before, like with studying the word and all of that, you just gain so much wisdom through that. So with all of that being said, I do create a lot of content around, or at least my podcasts for the most part are like faith-based, but also like faith-based in dating. Is that the main road I'm trying to go down? Maybe, who knows? I'm literally just going with whatever the Lord is calling me to do. Like, I listen to him. I'm like, what do you want me to talk about this week? All right, let's talk about it. So yeah. If you go back and watch some of my old podcasts, which I've thought about this a lot, about maybe going through and listening to some of my past podcasts and potentially deleting them, because you can see the changing and the growth within me. If you have been a follower of my podcast from the beginning, you can just see like, oh, my laundry's ready. You can see the change in me. You can slowly see me go from this broken girl to, you can slowly see me like getting more and more deep in my faith, and you can slowly see like my like I used to be a cusser, y'all, like a straight up cusser. The profanity was so bad, like I needed my mouth washed out with soap. But I even in some of my past podcasts, like I'm cussing a little bit. It goes from worse to better, but yeah, you can see the change in me, and I definitely, like, I'm older now, so I feel like I know what I'm talking about. Whereas, like I said in like my past podcasts, where my podcast started off as like I wanted to talk about like pop culture and I don't know what my main thing in the beginning was, but now like I think I've got a niche here. But anyway, let's get into today's topic. I want to talk about dating apps, okay? Because we live in a world where technology is obviously everything. Like, we do everything online, we do everything on our phone, we do everything on an app. So why wouldn't we date on an app, right? And I can go ahead and tell you I've been on all of them, probably. I think the main ones that I was using recently was Hinge and Facebook dating, but you know, there's Tinder, there's Bumble, there's, you know, there are the Christian dating apps, like I can't even remember the name of them all. Plenty of Fish, all of those things. And let's just be blunt here. They're awful. I think they started out, you know, dating apps started out as a way to find someone online, because everything we do is online, so why not date online? And then at this point, I believe it's just like a money grab for the owners of the apps, because it's like, oh, you want to see who's really compatible with you? Pay this, or sign up for a membership if you want to see who liked you. Like, that's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, are we trying to find love? Like, no, y'all are trying to make money. Come on. But not only that, it's not just the concept of the dating app, but it's the dating app itself and what it does to like your mental and what it does to dating. I truly believe that dating apps have completely destroyed dating. And like I said, I was on them, so I can't sit here and say like, I've never been on a dating app and like, who needs a dating app? Like, you know, I was on them. But the thing with dating apps is our brains are not wired to consume. First of all, our brains are not wired to consume as much information as we are every day, like through our phones. through TikTok and all of the things. And we're not wired to sit there and choose between all of these men. And first of all, like, it goes off of looks, which I think, that's here nor there, because like in real life, like you're not really gonna talk to somebody unless you're attracted to them. But it's just very shallow. And I mean, Christians, like, if you're a Christian, you can totally use them. Like, I was using them. I believe people meet their spouses online. Like, I think it can definitely happen, but there's just so many things about it that like destroys the whole concept of dating. It's like your whole like getting to know each other is through texting. And it's like, that's fine. You could get to know somebody through that, but it's like, you can't really know a person just through texting them. And then it's like, you meet them in person and it's like, who was I talking to that whole time? And it's like, you feel like you wasted your time. You feel like who was I talking to? Who did I share all of this information? Because like when you're texting, when you're behind the phone, you're not afraid to sit there and pour everything out and be vulnerable. But then like you do all that and then you meet this person and you don't like them in person, and it's like, oh my gosh, I just shared all of this stuff about myself with a person that I thought that I liked, but I don't really. And then you just feel uncomfortable. You're like, oh gosh, like basically this stranger knows all this stuff about me. So it's like, there's that. And then you are also just being fed so many people. So it's like, you can like 20 people or how many people you want, okay? And you can just continuously have conversations with all these people at one time. Like, I would just like catch myself like talking to like 5 different guys at the same time, and I couldn't keep up with their names. I couldn't keep up with their jobs. I just could not keep up. And it was like very overwhelming. And also like it actually affected me. Like, it actually gave me anxiety. Like, I was sitting there and like, it was stressful to have even two guys trying to, I don't know, like whatever their intentions were, but like 2 guys trying to date me or whatever. And it's like, or more than that. And it's just so overwhelming. And it's like, it's just not, I just don't feel like it's very, personal, and it's not like unique, and it's not like there's no real way to click. Like, like when you meet somebody in person and you're like, oh, we just click so well. Like the looks doesn't matter, and like all of that is like the personality is what clicked. And if you're a Christian, like so like with my dating page, like you can put like you can put things about yourself, or you can put little blurbs. So I put, something about like my relationship with the Lord is the most important to me. Like, making it very obvious that I'm a Christian. And this is a funny story. I even had this guy swipe right or whatever. And it said that he was an atheist. And I was like, so I matched with him just because I wanted to. I was like, this could be an opportunity for me to evangelize this guy. And it's like, you can literally, guys, you can spread the gospel anytime, anywhere, okay? Anytime, anywhere. And it's like, you can use dating. You can literally use dating as a way to spread the gospel. Like, maybe you're not meant to be with this person, but maybe this person came across your profile or came across you just so that they could hear Jesus or learn about Jesus. And so like I messaged this guy. I was like, hey, like just curious as to why you matched with me. And he right away was like, oh, sorry, like I just was looking at the pictures. Which there's another thing, like guys are just looking at your pictures. They're not looking at what you write. So it's like, how do you know if they really like you? And it's like, what are their real intentions? It's just like all the things. There's so many questions when it comes to dating apps. But But yeah, he was like, I just looked at your picture, sorry, and then like unmatched with me, and I was like, dang it, like I actually wanted to like have a conversation with this guy, but it wasn't the day, it wasn't the time. But yeah, so it's like there's just so much going on with dating apps, and you can kind of weed out the ones that don't have like the same desires as you. Like I said, like you can put like what your religion is, or like if you have kids, and you can put like, I don't know, I'm sure you all have dating apps and you know how it goes. Another thing is this, like, it just becomes so redundant after a while. Like once you start using the app so much, it just becomes redundant, because it's like you're having the same conversations every day, and it's like it just gets so boring. Like I don't know how to explain what's going on in my head right now. But yeah, it's just, like I said, I was on them, so I can't judge. I'm not judging, actually. I'm not judging at all. But also another thing is like, so before dating apps, it was, you had like a small dating pool. Like you would just, whoever was in your local town, or social media had some part in dating for the dating apps, but you go from such a small pool of like guys or girls, if you're a man or a woman, and then you get on the dating app, and it's like kind of like I said before, like there's so much going on. There's so many people to choose from. It's like, how do you get from such a small pool of dating to such a large pool? It's too much. It's overwhelming. I feel like the whole point gets lost. The whole magic feeling of dating and meeting that person that the Lord has meant for you, it's lost in dating. And another thing you can argue is that, like, if you're a Christian, using a dating app is like you trying to take control of your future, and that's not what we're called to do. Like I'm in my waiting period, and many of you are probably in your waiting period, and it's called a waiting period for a reason, because you're supposed to wait for the Lord. You're waiting on the Lord to provide, because he knows when the right time is, when you're ready for that person, and when they're ready for you. You have to be equally yoked, and he knows when that time is, and he also knows who that person is. So if you're going out there and getting on dating apps, it's almost, in a sense, like you're trying to control it, because you can control who you like. You can control the conversation. Like, you are literally like looking in a catalog of men. So you can argue that, and it definitely has helped me with deleting the apps, because it is hard. It's like a little addicting. Like, it's totally addicting. Like, oh, I'm bored. I'm like, I want somebody to talk to. Let me just get on this app real quick and like somebody, so I can start up a conversation and feel good about myself. So it's just, yeah, and it's like, how deep into a conversation can you get? Like, I think it's awesome if people do meet somebody off of dating apps, and they go on and they get asked out on a date, and it's like, you're at least trying to do it the right way, like get the girl's number, ask her out on a date, do it the right way. That's fine. That's totally different. And I'm not sitting here knocking dating apps. I think like I keep saying, like, I think it's amazing that people are meeting their spouses like this, but it can just be really hard, especially for Christians. And you get scared. You get kind of scared to ask the big questions right away, like, because it's like, you don't want to waste your time. And towards the end of me using the apps, I was also like, okay, can we just get to the point? And it just kind of seemed like, I'm sure that like some guys were just like taken aback, because I'm just like, okay. And there's so many memes, like the older you get, it's like, this is dating now. You're just like, okay, so how many kids do you have? Do you have any kids? You have, like, wow. I don't know what just came out of my mouth. But it's like, you just want to know the main things you want to know. Like, what's your job? Do you have kids? Have you ever been married? Do you want to be married? Do you want to have kids? Like, those are the things you want to know. Like, you don't want the small talk. And it's like, on the apps, it's like you feel like you have to work up all this small talk to get to those questions. And then it's like once you get to those questions and the answers are not what you wanted, it's like you wasted all this time. Ah, I hate it. And there's also like, and I'm really sad that we have to live in a world like this, but there's like all the safety elements of it all as well. It's like whenever I was single for the first time, like all my friends and family they were like, every time you go on a date, I need your location. I need to know where you're going. Don't like meet somewhere public. Like don't go to his house because you don't really know these people. You don't. And it's like, you don't want to be caught in the wrong place, you know? You don't want to go to their house and be stuck into a really bad situation. And you also don't want to, like, go on a date and be stuck when you're just like, whoa, this is, like, not the person I thought I was talking to. It's just the whole catfish thing, you know? Like, like, I remember when that show came out, and I was in high school, I think, when that show came out. And it's like, now I'm living it. I'm living the catfish. And also, like, guarding your heart. It's like, how much can you guard your heart when you're talking online and you're trying to figure out all these things about this person, but it's like when you're constantly just giving so much away, and that just like leads to the redundantness, and all of the people you're talking to, it's like you just feel like you're giving so much all the time, and it's just emotionally draining. Because like if you're talking to 5 different guys on there and you're saying the same stuff, and then even if you're getting like emotionally available and just like I said, saying things that are personal to you, and it's just, you can't guard your heart. It's like, I just wish that men and women would be more confident in person and like just be different. And like, can we just bring courting back into normalcy and guys approaching women back into normalcy? Because like it's gotten to a point where I feel like men just will not approach women. They won't, because you know why? Because now they're programmed to be like, okay, well, I can probably just go find her on social media and DM her. And then that way, if she doesn't respond, it's not like I got rejected like in person. So, or I can just delete the message. That's the world we live in. We need more confidence in men and women. And it's gotten to a point where like, even I will like think about approaching a man. Like, cause like they just don't. They don't. And it's like, even if I catch a guy like, making contact with me and like, I'll like look at them and smile, it's like, there's your chance, buddy. Come talk to me. Like, girls love that. Girls find that so attractive. I don't know. If a girl does not find that attractive, then that's her own problem. But I find that attractive when a man has enough confidence to come up to me in person and, like, shoot his shot. Even if a girl is not interested in you, she's not going to, like, if she's a decent girl, she's not going to sit there and just, like, be like, ugh, to your face or, like, say something rude. Like, if she did, like, that's just messed up. But, like, girls are not going to do that. So, men, let's be better this year, and let's start approaching women and dating in person and finding that person in person. Okay? Yeah, this is a big one. Online dating is such a big distraction. Like, it is such a big distraction. Especially if you're, like, on your new walk with faith. Dating is so distracting. And the apps, they make it easy. They make it easy. It's just another one of those things where you doom scroll on your phone. But this time, like I said, you're looking through a catalog of men or women. And it's just not normal. It's just not. It just does not seem normal. And it is very distracting. It's very consuming. And, yeah, it's very consuming. It can consume your life and consume your mind. And the best thing that you can do with that is to get rid of it. If something is consuming you, it's an idol. It is an idol, and you're putting it above the Lord. And I definitely convicted myself with this a little bit, because I found myself like checking the dating apps before I was like gonna do a Bible study. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, anything that we put above the Lord is an idol, and you can say that about anything, but yeah, dating apps are a big distraction. And that's exactly what I just wrote, is that it can become an idol. So I want to read Proverbs. I always like to take it back to scripture when I can. So we're going to bring it to Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. So it's one thing you've probably heard many times before, but it's trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. So pretty simple right there. Like, if you're like me and you're in your waiting season, you just have to lean on the Lord with all your heart and all your understanding and trust in him. And that has been something that has totally been like my word of the month, year, whatever you want to call it, is trust. Because when you're in your waiting season, trust is like big time. And if you have trust issues, ladies, put your trust in the Lord, because he'll do you right. And you may not know when that might be. I've been in my waiting season for 2 years now, and it got to a point where I was getting so lonely that I was trying to put it in my own hands through the dating apps, or trying to connect old flames, stuff like that. Like, you can't control. Once you start to control, you're not trusting anymore. And that's what I had to really like convict myself with, is like, okay, you say you're trusting in the Lord, but are you really trusting in the Lord? Because I think you need to check yourself and look at what you are trying to control and let go of that control and give it to the Lord. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. That's just like black, like that's white and black for us. Like, I mean, but it's like us as humans, we don't get that. It's like, if you just submit to him, he will make it right. Like, you can just chill, sit on the couch, trust in him, wait around, keep your faith in him, keep trusting him, keep praying to him, keep the faith, and he will make it all right. It's that simple, but it's not that simple in our minds. So I can see how it can be really hard. But yeah, I am just hoping and praying that, for me personally, that this is the year that my waiting season ends. But I don't know that. And I will never know that until the time comes. But until then, I'm going to keep trusting in him. I'm going to keep the faith, and I'm going to keep as patient as I possibly can. I'm going to keep off of the dating sites. I say that now. And I'm going to, because they are killing dating. And yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for myself. I'm hopeful for y'all. And if you can hear my bunnies drinking their water in the background, I apologize. But yeah, you guys, I am really excited for this year. I feel like this year is just gonna be a year of growth, a year of love, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I would love it if y'all followed me on YouTube. If you're watching, go ahead and subscribe. You can find me on Instagram at alexissnoelle. It's Alexis with 2 S's, and Noelle is spelt Noelle. And yeah, thank you guys. I love your feedback, and I just love talking to you guys. If there's any kind of subjects you guys want me to cover, just leave a comment. So yeah, until next time. Bye, guys.